Hey my good friends, Sam Haymart with Test Driven TV. Buick is still very much alive and wants to be part of the American landscape going forward. And showing us their all-electric future is the Wildcat EV Concept. Like many long-known brands, Buick will transform to an entirely electric brand in the next decade, with their first all-new electric vehicle arriving in 2024. Following it will be several other new models to come, which will all fall under the Electra naming convention, a nod to the brand's history. As part of the transformation and a new brand identity, there's a new logo that begins rolling out next year on the front of all Buicks. The old circular logo is gone, replaced by a more floating, modern tri-shield collection. Leading us into the brand's new feature is the Wildcat EV Concept, which exists to show us the design language we can expect to see on all of these new all-electric Buicks to come. A long and low 2+2 coupe, it showcases a vocabulary of design details and forms, which while futuristic, draw on the themes from the late 1960s. The front end of the Wildcat EV, for instance, we're told will be the new face of Buick, a forward-leaning and bold set of forms reminiscent of the 1960s Buick Rivieras. A trapezoidal grille with striking metalwork and micro-LED thin-beam projector headlamps truly make an entrance. From the side profile, it shows confident and laid back, plenty long and planted in its stance. The roofline is classic fastback with side glass extending rearward into a pronounced tapered stretch. At the rear three-quarter view are dramatic blade-style LED tail lamps wrapping into the rear-leaning tail treatment. The interior too brings some retro goodness in its design forms from the 1960s Riviera. Most notable is its wide-sweeping dash and cantilevered center console treatment with long flowing lines. Generous use of metal trims and details give it a look we're not used to in modern cars with all of their black plastic. A continuous slab of electronic goodness makes up the cockpit with a wide instrument panel and infotainment all in one. Details in the finishes and construction wow the senses, but don't get lost in it too far. Concept cars' interiors have been dazzling us like this for decades. It's all about forecasting a flavor, not a dish. Powering the Wildcat EV Concept would be electric motors, either one at the rear axle for rear-wheel drive or one at each axle for all-wheel drive. It would ride on the same platform architecture with an Ultium battery pack under the floor as the upcoming Cadillac Lyriq. And that's the rub. Don't be looking for this car to show up at dealerships anytime soon, or ever. Buick has a long history of showing us sexy coupes that never materialize, such as the Avista Concept in 2016, and most recently the Volite Roadster before that. It's a concept car, and nothing more. The purpose of the Wildcat EV Concept is to showcase and forecast a design language to come for other Buick Electra models in the design studio right now. What we can probably expect coming to the showroom next is a four-door crossover. And in that way, it's promising. Buick has needed for a long time some new vitality and direction to keep it alive. Perhaps some cutting-edge design and some new branding might just be the electricity it needs. Electricity! See what I did there? Kind of a low-hanging fruit. Anyway, I think this is pretty exciting. Buick really needs to kind of give us something new, right? I like the Electra branding language. In fact, in my opinion, they can just ditch the whole Buick name and just start calling the brand Electra. That would shed a lot of old baggage, I think. But that's just my opinion. Nonetheless, it's going to be an exciting time in the coming decade for Buick. I look forward to test driving the new crossover when it arrives in 2024. And until then, see our latest video right there. We do a lot of EV work. Also, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel right there and stay informed of everything we do. Either way, stay tuned.